Morning, gang. Bronco Carl 92 here. So it's Saturday, December 29th, and I'm going to be headed next door to put a transmission in F250 that Bob bought off of Craigslist. So I'm going to just grab a bottle of Loctite over here I need for the flywheel bolts, and we'll head on over there. Make note that it's about 11 this morning already, and we were supposed to get a snowstorm starting at 8 a.m. and that's what we got so far. Freaking weather terrorists. Alright guys, so here's what we got. We got a big 93 F250 long bed diesel. There is the transmission it came with in the back already. Looks like it's leaking oil all over the place. Nice. There's the trans that Bob got off of Craigslist. So, yeah, I really don't like working on stuff that people have already dug into, but I guess, you know, what are you going to do? Money's money. So, I'll get this thing jacked up, and we'll see how it goes. All right, well, I'm looking under this thing now, and I guess aside from this little bit of normalness, this truck's actually pretty clean underneath. Yeah, that's all normal. Anyway, I don't know what you can see, but I don't know how skilled this guy was that worked on this thing, but I don't understand why he would take the flex plate off to just change the transmission. Doesn't look like he bothered doing anything with the rear main seal. I don't think you can do anything with the rear main seal unless you unbolt this whole thing. So, anyway. There's the flex plate, and here's my collection of bolts. Here's the transmission. It's pretty much ready to stab in there. You know, this is just my opinion. I don't understand when someone rebuilds a transmission, what is the point of painting it? I mean, it doesn't make it run better. So, I don't know if that's supposed to give the customer peace of mind that they have a rebuilt transmission or whatever, but whoops. All I know is, I don't know, when I rebuild my transmissions, I don't bother. So, I guess this was rebuilt, looks like 4/15, 2011. Does it work? I have no idea. So I'm just going to make sure that the converter's fully in place. I'm going to stick that flywheel in there, and we'll slide the transmission underneath, and we'll get her bolted up. Alright, so I got the flywheel in, so let's work it. Something that's very important that I think is worth noting is checking the depth of your torque converter. And a good way I found to do that is you can measure the distance here from the flywheel to the face of the engine block, which is just under 1.5 inches. And then put a straight edge across here, and we've got a 1/2 inch. So if you have 1.5 inches minus a 1/2 inch, you have 1 inch. So you want to have 1 inch, at least 1 inch clearance on the torque converter. And we'll go over there and we'll measure that next. Now we'll take our same straight edge, we'll put it across here, and if I measure to this pad here, I have 1.25 inches, which is plenty of clearance now. So if you have the torque converter out too far and you try to bolt the transmission in, and you use the bolts actually to pull it in, which I've seen people do plenty of times, thinking that, oh, it'll just fit, what you'll wind up doing is destroying the oil pump in the transmission, or the torque converter, or many other things. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. I'm going to stick this underneath now. Right, so another little trick that I use is, as you saw, I had to tilt the transmission forward to get underneath the frame rail. What I do is I take a combination wrench like this, and I bolt it to the top of the bell housing with a carriage bolt, and it does a real good job with keeping the converter from falling out. So anyway, that's just another tip I have. So let me get this thing in place. It's kind of tight under here, but transmission is fit up to the block nicely. She's in. So I'm going to bolt all of it up, and we'll put the other parts in the drive shaft, cross member, etc. And then we'll see if this thing even starts. The batteries seem to be pretty pissed, so we'll put you back on. Trans in the truck, and I went to put the starter in, and I noticed that the solenoid wire was broken off at the ring, and of course, so I looked at the old starter, and the stud that was on here had the ring on it still with a nut. So with my luck, I went to take it off and it broke. So what I did was I soldered this little pigtail on here, and I'll just use this quick disconnect connector, and it's waterproof now, and at least we'll have the starter working, because I know Bob's not going to want to replace the starter for that, and quite honestly I wouldn't either. So anyway, there's the jack that's out. It's nice. I ran next door to my house, and got my little electric impact wrench to put these bolts in. The trans is bolted in, the converter's bolted in, the lines are on. I just have to stick the harness on there, and the drive shaft and the starter. So the other thing is, not really sure why, the guy took there's the inner fender well over there. So I guess maybe I'll leave Bob to do that. I don't know if I want to do that or not. So, but I'll get these parts bolted in, and then I'll see if we can get this thing to start up. Fog this garage out. So back in a bit. All right, so let's see if this thing starts and moves. Not looking too good. We'll put the battery charger on it. We're going to try a shot in a second. So. Smells like something's happening. We'll try round 3 in a minute. Take 3. All right, we're going to try again. Phew! All right, well, it runs, and it shifts into gear, and it's got no brakes, so I'm not going to try to drive it. So, cool. So I guess we're done. Man, this thing was a real pain in the neck to start. So, anyway, I'm going to go bang this up, and just give you guys a quick look outside. It's dark now, but yeah, it's snowing. So anyway, like I said, I'll go put this video up, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, Bronco Carl 92 here. So it's Saturday, December 29th, and we're going to go put a transmission in a hunk of shit. Oh, that sounds too funny. I can't start it with that.